This is Neil Ratner Rock Doc here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcend Dental and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcend Dental, his office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. On December 17th, 1971, David Bowie released the album Hunky, Dory. After taking a hiatus from touring and recording, Bowie dedicated himself to composing new material. For this album, David chose to use the piano rather than the guitar. And in contrast to the guitar-driven hard rock style of The Man Who Sold the World, Hunky Dory features a warmer and more melodic piano-focused approach. Bowie's lyrics range from the compulsive nature of artistic reinvention on Changes to occultism and Nietzschean philosophy on Oh You Pretty Things and Quicksand. And inspired by American icons, he dedicated songs to Warhol, Dylan, and Lou Reed. David chose Ken Scott to co-produce the album. Scott had previously worked as an engineer on Bowie's 1969 self-titled album, as well as The Man Who Sold the World. However, this time, Scott wanted to move into production. Bowie didn't feel comfortable about solely producing himself, and as Scott relates, they agreed to co-produce.
Coming into Hunky Dory, he was in control. He knew my background was working with George Martin and Gus Dudgeon, who were very hands-off. They were there to make suggestions if they were needed, but otherwise it's up to the artist. The talent is put into the studio to do one thing, and that's to create. David knew that was the way I was trained, that's the way I worked, and I think that's what he needed. He knew what I could bring to his recordings, much the same as the musicians. David's whole thing was how he could put together a team to give him exactly what he was looking for at any given moment. That's why when he wanted that blue-eyed soul thing, go to America, use those musicians. And it was the same with the team for Hunky Dory, Ziggy, Aladdin Sane. Not much needed to be said. He knew what we were all capable of, we knew the songs, then he'd let us get on with it. And much the same with the mixing. David came to very, very few mixing sessions during the whole period I worked with him. I can only remember 2 of them. He got bored in the studio. It's when you have a performer that every time his vocal performance is one take, the first take from beginning to end. No auto-tune, no moving anything. It was whatever he sang that first time through, that's what we still hear today. He was brilliant, absolutely amazing as a performer in the studio.
The song Changes from the album features Rick Wakeman on piano and the musicians who would later become known as the Spiders from Mars, Mick Ronson, Trevor Bolder, and Mick Woodsmany. And in addition to lead vocals, Bowie played sax on the tune, and Mick Ronson arranged the strings. According to Bowie, the song started out as a parody of a nightclub song, kind of throwaway, but people kept chanting for it at concerts, and thus it became one of his most popular and enduring songs. Bowie had no idea it was going to become so successful. However, the second verse about children and their parents really connected with his young audience. Okay, let's listen. From the album Hunky Dory, David Bowie and Changes.